guys. Oh my
What
goodness,
up?
back. We back, y'all. It be feeling like we be gone for like weeks on time. First of all, let me be
Long week.
formal. Welcome to the Lauren Hour podcast with your girl Alora D and co-host B Bass and Jazz. What do you do?
What up? What up? What up? Long week.
You had a
First
long
week school done, and wow, I'm schedule's all checked up.
right. So before we get into your long week, we have a very special guest. Her name is Lady Nay. Lady Nay, how are you
I'm
doing?
good. How are you guys?
We're good. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So normally we go ahead and tell everybody about our week, but you know what we're gonna do today? We're gonna take our time and we're gonna let you introduce yourself, and then B Bass is gonna tell us about his week.
Okay. I'm Lady Nay. I am 26 years old, a mother of two and a bonus baby. And I am a full-time entrepreneur. I started my business, which is called Lady Nay's Place, about 2.5 years ago. And it started off with just beauty products, and then I start having issues within my family and friends of skin problems, and it was a frustration because a lot of things on the shelves are not fit
Carrots.
for people of color or certain skin types. So I started doing my research on what works or what doesn't work. I pretty much played like a scientist in my kitchen until I found things that was helping personally my children with their eczema and people with um, postpartum balding, because I had that during my pregnancy. So I just start trying to find answers to issues that are not being answered.
Wow, wow. Well, 26, young lady. Wait, you was 26 2 years ago. You was what? 20 freaking four?
Yeah, 24.
What?
Nice.
24. Girl,
Mhm.
at 24, I was throwing it back in somebody's club.
Yep.
No, those days were that was my college days. I had so it just was like it got tiring quick. The turn up and all that, it got real. I guess I'm mature for my age. I always got told I was an old soul, so I'm 26, but I'm probably really like 32 in the mind. So
Nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with it. So, B Vast, before we start questioning Lady Nay, go ahead and tell us
Mhm.
about your week.
Okay. So recently, just started my classes back up again at Penn State, and I got a wild schedule, 5 classes all over the place, and then I have my internship that's still going on for 20 hours a week. So I have to be able to put all that in there with my class schedule. And this past week, I was able to figure out what I need to do early on in the week, so that way I have less to do
Oh,
towards the end. So I taper it down so I have more time to focus on my classes.
dang, they let you see your course load beforehand, huh?
Yeah, I pick them. I choose my classes.
Well, not that. I'm talking about like your homework and stuff. I mean,
Oh,
like,
it's
so,
all laid out.
man, they didn't
All
let us see nothing. Like, usually we get to see it a week before. We couldn't
unless
see until the day of.
they publish it, but they give us everything in the syllabi.
We didn't have access to the syllabi
Damn, yeah,
at
that's
all.
one of the first things they do
Because,
because they want you to know it's coming.
right, and I like to get started early, so that sucks. But Jazz, how was your week, love?
Long and stressful. I'm tired, y'all. I have a sick child and
Oh,
I
boo.
barely slept last night. Now I work 2 jobs. I'm just completely fucking
I'm sorry, Jazz.
It's
We
not
hope
bad.
you feel better, and we hope little sister feel better too.
I'm about sick of her. So.
Listen, leave little sister alone.
Yep.
Mm,
Leave little sister alone.
if it was that easy. If it was that easy. So, but
Ooh.
my week was just a normal week.
It's just going. I get it. We have those weeks from time to time. So guys, oh, I'm sorry, Jess. I'm sorry, love. I'm not gonna cutting people off. So guys, I have a few things I want to brag on. Okay.
Mm,
My baby Carter will be going to kindergarten Tuesday.
Aw.
nice.
Right. For those who don't know, this is a big celebration for us because my baby was diagnosed with autism about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And this is a huge stepping stone for him. So he went to ABA therapy. And right now, I just feel like school is where I want him to be because I definitely want him to be able to function in the world and understand, ABCs, one, two, threes, how to count and all that good stuff. So I'm super excited about that. And your girl has been getting beat down by her classes. And let me tell you, these kids been working my nerves because every day they've been back to school. Listen, come home. Can I get on the Xbox? No, take your butt upstairs. Probably ain't got no edges now. Look,
Question for Carter. I'll say question for Carter, since he is just starting in kindergarten. Do you do the ABC mouse with him? Because I know somebody else that has a son that's autistic, and they use it prior to him going to school, and it helps.
So we don't use ABC Mouse. What I've used was Khan's Kids Academy. And what was that?
Yeah, Cons. Oh man,
Yes,
yes,
That's a
yes.
good one too.
Khan Academy's such a good one.
Yeah,
yes, he loves that. Then he loves Mother Goose Club, Super Simple, Coco Melon. And I think because of his uniqueness, he was able to catch on to things like super fast. My baby was like, I want to say 2, knowing his colors, knowing his ABCs. He knew how to count. He still knows how to count. He can read small words like red and stuff. So like he is socially awkward. Like he doesn't like to be around certain people, but if he likes you, he'll be around you. And he doesn't do too much eye contact. But baby boy loves to pick up a book, loves for me to read to him. He is all about education. That little one is a smart little booger. That is his superpower.
Yeah, he's really nice. He was kind to me when I was there.
Yeah, he is the sweetest little kid, though. He is so sweet.
Well, one thing I was interested in, because you said that, I wanted to do a follow up with that. So he hit all the milestones to move up. Then,
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing was,
don't they?
Yeah. So at ABA, they were saying that he was above.
Oh wow!
So they're like, they would give him a task, and they were telling me it's kind of hard to keep up with him because I'll give him something, and that next week he knows it and he's mastered it. So we're moving on to super stuff. So he's getting bored because they're giving him stuff that he can
too
just
easy, no challenge.
So I'm like, okay, he's ready for school.
Yeah, he needs that. He needs something to challenge his thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. Now my main
He's like 6, right? Or is he 5?
He's 5.
Okay.
So my main worry, no lie, and it made me feel like a bad mom, was choosing between ABA therapy and sending him to traditional school, because research has said that children with autism, when they go to like regular schools, they can thrive, but also have a sense of depression because they'll be able to tell that the kids around them are different from them, or they may be stressed due to environment. But then again, having him in ABA, he doesn't get to be around children, so he can learn how to really interact with all children, not just children like him. And he can miss out on higher education, not like college or anything, but just as far as hitting milestones for his age and knowing, learning on target,
Well, behind. That's why they do IEP though. That's just so that we have that plan. But for integration, like I would say, start, if you want to start in traditional, to see how he acts around others, his peers. Start with that then. And if you notice there's a change in his behavior and it's not in a positive way, or a change in his learning and it's not in a positive way, you have to revert as soon as possible, because the minute he falls behind, it's going to be a roller coaster of just down, and it's not good.
Yes. And Lady Nate, if you have anything you want to say, you can throw it right up in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
We talk a lot, so
it's just catch up time.
Right.
No, she's literally like me. It's like I'm only gonna speak when
spoken to. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Speak when spoken to.
What's your sign?
Cancer.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know too many cancers. Well, we're gonna go ahead and start with Lady Nate and get into this information, honey. Look at this young queen. Can you take that banner down? Look at this young queen, Lady Nate's place. And you said that you're 26 years old. You started your business at the age of 24. And when did you convert it into LLC?
That was March of last year.
All right. And so what got you on a path of LLC? So when did you know it was time to take your business and go ahead and trademark it and make it a legal liability company?
Yeah. When I start going crazy out of state, so I've shipped to 25 states and then additional to the Virgin Islands. That's out of states. So when it started hitting like that for me, I was just like, okay, this is something I love to do. And at first it was just what I did on the side because I did MRDD. So that was my main job. So I was like, okay, well, this is getting pretty serious pretty fast. Like I thought it was just going to be within my community, local, whatever. But I start hitting those states and I'm like, okay, so I can definitely follow my dreams because I've always had that go-getter, boss mindset, leader. So I was just like, okay, well, let's take the right precautions because if not, things can go south for me because the city I'm in is pretty negative. I stay in Canton, Ohio. So a lot of people be like, okay, if you're not on top of your stuff, they're the type of people that be like, okay, well, if you're not licensed or you're not certified, we'll be the type of people to hate on you and
they won't take you serious.
Wait, you do live in Youngstown?
She's in
Canton.
Oh, Canton. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank God it ain't Youngstown. Let me shut up. I'm sorry.
Not that far.
Why?
What are you? 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, but about an hour.
An hour from
Canton's up by Akron.
Akron?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's an hour.
So I had to
really
get on top of my stuff.
Wow.
Okay.
That's good though. GG's.
Oh, the little picture of Naomi.
And so, Lady Nay, you're a mother of 2, and you said a bonus baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to highlight this because you're so young, and yet you took this leap of faith on yourself. You invested in yourself, and I thought that was so beautiful. And when I see your products on Facebook, it always touches me because I said, this is a young woman. She has her family. And she is really pushing the envelope and she believes in her product. She believes in her dream. And I said, that's so beautiful because you don't see so many mothers out here who believe that they can do it all. They could be a wife, they could be a mom, and they could also own their own business. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to highlight that. So what is it like to be a family person like yourself and still get up every day and push your products out? Because I know there's certain days where your baby might get sick or husband might need you to do something. What keeps you going?
Honestly, but on a more deeper, heartfelt level, it's because of my grandmother. She passed last year, and I've always seen her in a strong state. I've never seen my grandmother sat down or like, okay, well, I can't do this because I don't feel good, or I can't do this because I'm tired. She was always going. So every time I look at myself, I see her in me. So it's just like I have that natural strength already. So losing her, it kind of boosted it. Like, okay, well, now I got to go harder because she's within me. So I'm living for both me and her.
I love that.
So it's just, I don't know. God blessed me to have strength and a mental state to be able to be like, okay, well, you can keep going even if you're tired. Even though somebody tells me I need a break.
Like that. I like that. And again, it comes back to your age. And I look at you. You're so young. You're so beautiful and motivated.
Thank you.
And you have values.
Got the drive and determination, the grit.
Yes. Yes. And I love that. You said your grandmother was your inspiration for you to keep on pushing. And not a lot of companies build on that foundation anymore about family and values and what she instilled in you. And you brought that motivated you to keep pushing and bring that to the surface. And that will reflect in your products. And I love that so much. I'm all about family businesses. So, beautiful. I'm sorry. So this cream right here, what does this do right here?
That's That's the magic sauce right there. That's what my customers call it. They call it the magic sauce. It's actually my vegan body butter. It comes in, I can't even count. I want to say like 15 different scent options.
Whoa.
And they're all essential oils, so it's not like harsh chemical fragrances that can leave your skin itchy or bothered. It's everything it's just soothing. It's literally the body butter. When it's called butter, it melts onto your skin. It makes you glow. It does help with a lot of issues such as like psoriasis, eczema, stretch marks, burns, scars, hyperpigmentation. And I've learned that it cures other things too, because I've had customers come to me like, hey, I had sunburn really bad and this was the only thing that worked. I had people tell me like, oh, well, doctors told me my 3rd-degree burn will always be here, but you've helped lighten it. So I've done things that I didn't even know I could do with this body butter.
That's cool.
Wow. Brandon, you had
cost?
I'm sorry.
How much that costs?
That jar itself is a 6-ounce jar. It costs $12. I do have the options where you can downsize, because unfortunately 6 ounces is my highest right now. But if you like want to get a tester, I do have those options as well.
Gotcha.
I like that. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a couple of testers. I might want to send them out to some of my homegirls down here, so they be like, okay, you know what? I need some more of that body crack, or what you said to call it?
Magic sauce.
Yes, I like that. She got the sauce, honey.
Yeah, I got. That's what they say. They say I got the juice, I got the sauce, like how Young
right.
said.
Yes. So Brandon had asked you a question earlier. I kind of forgot what you asked.
It was just the products that you use. Do you have any that treat eczema?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she mentioned. This is the one.
And I also have a body oil. So if people don't really feel the whole cream lotion-ish, I have a body, but it's combined with a hair oil. So you can use it in your hair, your body, and it also helps with the same thing.
Wow, I love that. And you could probably use it for your locks, because I see you have beautiful locks.
Yeah, and actually I had all this was gone from having the baby and postpartum shedding. It was sad. I thought like all hope was gone. I kept wearing scarves, not knowing what to do. And honestly, it helped it grow back. My baby had cradle cap real bad, so her hair was coming out.
Oh no.
So I used that in her hair, and now her hair, she can get braids at this point. She's 1.5, and it grew to the point where it was just like shocking, because she was so bald. I was so sad. I was like, I would even cry. Like, my baby has no hair anymore. Like, she was born with a whole head full, and now she's losing it. But like I said, I shock myself with my products. It'd be like, okay, well, I didn't even know I could do this, but I'm doing it.
I definitely need that thing, because as you can see, my little baby is bald. So
hey, don't listen to that ball, okay?
She got a little bit of hang time.
One thing I noticed that Nay has that in her hair, it's got a lot of shine to it. Is that because of the oil?
Yeah, it's moisturized. That's the reason for this glow too. It's
that luxurious. That's so blue.
Oh
yeah. That is the reason. I only use my hair oil now at this point in my hair, and it's been working, and the growth has been crazy. If you've seen our locks, the whole family's locks beforehand, and see ours all now, they're dripping. So it's just
and I did see that the whole family has locks. That is a powerful movement right there. I like that. I love it. That just represents strength. And I love that all of you guys do have it, because it looks like all your little ones look just like you. It's like
we get that
of you, and I just see power within all of them. And it's just like, yes, look at this, future billionaires and millionaires. Look at this. I love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so I see that you offer other things. I see eyelashes. You mentioned the oils and scrubs.
Yeah.
Like, tell us about your body scrubs.
Okay. So my body scrubs is made from like natural sugars, oils such as like coconut oils, but I do substitutions if people are like allergic to coconut oil. But pretty much it's an exfoliator, but it also is a moisturizer. So you can exfoliate all your old dead skin, but it leaves you feeling rejuvenated and refreshed after. I tell ladies they can use it on their lady parts. That's how sensitive it is. So right before they're like, if they get waxes or whatnot, or even if they're dealing with like ingrown hairs and razor bumps, it helps with that, like soothing it and helping those dark marks go away. But it's for your whole body. So I have people who use it solely just for their face, even though I have a face scrub. But they say they like the way, because I don't do scents in my face scrubs, so they like the way it smells, so they use it on their face because they want to have the scented on their face.
And I love that you said that, because a lot of scented chemicals on the face can be harsh. And I love that.
And so that's why I use my essential oil fragrances instead of like, like, I guess, well, they're still fragrances, but they're softer, they're gentler, they're not as strong in scent to where it's like overbearing.
More of a natural scent, like.
Yes. Okay. So when I use like lavender oils, it's pure. It's not just like some stuff chemicals that you whipped up. Like chemicals that they throw together with alcohol and all those
to make it enhance. So you kind of let your products get their natural fragrance, and you don't add any enhancers to make it stronger. That's what breaks people's skins out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one harm. Yes. And so your eyelashes, tell us a couple of names of them, because I see you have names on your eyelashes.
Yes. And it's like, those are my babies pretty much. So I get to name all of them. So when I get new styles, I get excited because like, what am I going to name this new baby? But I'll just name off a couple of maybe like my most sold. The Soul Snatchers. Those ones are a big hit. Ladies say they bat their eyes, and from there they're grabbing the guy's attention. They're snatching their souls. So from there it's like a enhancement. Kind of how guys are with their beards. The lashes add that effect with the ladies. So
I like that.
Yeah, and I also have a few like that are more dramatic, because these ones are like the ones that are labeled here on the screen are more my mini minks. That's what I call those. So they're not too dramatic, but they do give that enhancement of, okay, she has some lashes on. But then I have dramatic minks where they're like 25 mm, which is too long for me. I don't personally wear them, but my ladies, they love them. So I have some like are called Goddess. I have some that are called Karma. I look at things and just envision how they make people feel, what they see. So
and so if there was something that you want, well, I have a question before I ask that. What do you want people to know about your product? Is your let me give you an example. Is your product all inclusive? Is it versatile for men and women? Is there an age restriction or anything?
Okay, so I'll start off with my skincare is for any age, race, gender, whatever. It's for everybody. Initially, like I said before, I started for my people of color, but then I've come to find out that people of all colors, it's helping issues that I didn't even know that I could help with. So like I said, I was putting the body butter on my baby at 3 months old, and it helped with her eczema severely, because she had something called seeping eczema. So hers would ooze when she got to itching and digging. And now it's to the point where you can't even tell that she had eczema, except for the corrective parts that I'm fixing from the dermatologist when they were giving her steroids. It darkened her skin a little. So I'm lightening that process. But as far as a flare-up, she hasn't had a flare-up in like 8 or 9 months, and she's 18 months. So
wow, way to go.
So yeah, age restriction is definitely, it's so gentle. It's gentle enough to use on a baby. That's what I always tell people when they say, well, does it help with sensitive skin or will it hurt? Not at all, because it was made for my kids. And that there is my baby
right here. Yes. Okay. So that's what I was going to ask you. So this is what it's called seeping eczema. Oh wow! And look how it's healing.
Yeah, she used to bleed and it used to ooze, and it was making me so sad that doctors could not find the answer. So I thought my baby's skin was ruined. And I'm just like, well, how did she even get this? I don't have eczema, but come to find out, Daddy does. So I've been helping Daddy with his too.
It runs in the family.
Yeah. Yeah. So
definitely runs in the family. Yeah, so that is amazing. Like you're on the path to success. I am so amazed at your age and your wisdom, and I'm amazed at your courage because you had this idea, and some people sit on ideas like this and they're afraid to go into the lab like what you did and mix products and test them out and see what works. So when you went into the lab to test these products and create them, were you afraid that it wasn't going to go anywhere?
Yeah, I was. Well, what I really was afraid of, I was afraid that it was gonna do like how I say about the dermatologist, more bad than good. It was like because what dermatologists are doing there, it's like they're bandaging it. It's okay for now, but then if you stop using it, it gets worse, or whatever. So I thought maybe like my products was gonna be not enough, or if you use it for a little bit and you stop using it, you get worse. So I just thought it was not gonna be beneficial to a lot of people. I thought it was just gonna be like something you can get off the shelf that may or may not work. But I'm finding out that in most cases it is work. I haven't had a bad review yet, but not saying I won't have one.
I see that you had a lot of good reviews, and I seen your product, and I was like, I'm confused because I want to try these products, but then I'm like, is this for my skin? That's what I was questioning.
That's the main question.
You probably had other people who thought that, and they took a leap of faith, and then they get online and they get these reviews, and these reviews are great. I think one of the ladies, she was of a fairer skin. I couldn't really tell racial background because of picture, but anyway, she gave you great reviews, and I'm like, yes, I'm gonna have to get into this with her. I'm gonna have to try this because sometimes people are skeptical of products from small businesses because they're thinking, the big businesses got on the shelf, and what can her product do for me? Theirs can't. And I'm gonna tell them for you. I'm gonna give them a little clue. Small businesses actually care about your skin. They're not gonna put harsh chemicals in there.
Have you Nay, have you tried to get partnered with like some type of store in your area, and so you can push it a little further? Get it first.
I've talked to a few beauty stores, and pretty much it's kind of like I'm the hold off. I'm kind of like, what if my stuff melts in there, or how hot is it in? Because it's like butter, like I said. So if it's too hot, it will melt. So it's more so I'm overthinking and trying to make sure that everything is how it needs to be before I put it out in the real world. Even though it's already out there, it's just not in my safe space anymore. So I'm kind of like, okay, well, I got to make sure everything's down to the T, like, or maybe how do I, and I'm still trying to figure out as far as like negotiating about pricing. Okay, so do I need to up my prices now to put it in the store? Because I do have to
you gotta make a cut. So there's overhead, there's actually the cost to make the product, cost of supplies, cost for distribution. So you want a percentage of that. And the rule of thumb for business, I believe it's between 25 to 30% is what you want to make off of each sale. And that's usually a good, like if you're starting, and if you want to increase the prices because it gets demand, remember supply and demand. So if you want to increase the price because it's costing more now to keep up with it, there's no problem with that. Just got to keep in mind of reasonable costs. You know, if you're already charging a product, you know, $2 increase isn't bad.
And when I'm done, I'm going to inbox you 2 names. And if you can look at their page and maybe inbox them because they're small business owners. I know one of them, J. Owl's Hair Product, I believe that's the name of it. She has her products in hair stores throughout Youngstown and some other places. So as far as what you said, as far as you kind of worrying about whether it would melt or something like that. So what you can do is just tell a hair supplier, hey, listen, I'm gonna give you a couple of free samples. You can store them here. If people buy them, that's great. Or you could just give the product away and see how it does. Because sometimes trial and error is going to be the way if you know if it does well on the shelf or if it doesn't do well on the shelf. That way you could kind of figure out what you need to go in there and tinker, or you can ask them to have it in a specific place in the store because
The
of the
refrigerated
temperature.
area.
Yes, in hair store it's not going to be refrigerated, but it is going to be air conditioning in there.
Right.
So if you know that it's cooler in one spot in the store, make sure it's not too far in the back where they can't see the product, but at least put it somewhere where it's cool and it's not going to melt.
Yep.
And as far as trying to negotiate a price, you are going to have to increase your prices a little bit. So what you can do is your customers who come to you directly, I would keep their price exactly where it's at. When you put it in the stores, you're going to have to increase your price a little bit, unfortunately. But what you can do is offer promo codes, and I don't know how that works in the store. Maybe you in the store owner could come to if someone buys a bundle of hair along with your products, they'll get like 3% off or 2% off of your product or something like that. But don't be afraid to charge what your product is worth.
Right. And that's what people always tell me, like, oh, well, if your body butter went up to $20, I still will buy it.
Exactly.
Those are your loyal people.
Yeah, but I make it affordable because not everybody can afford a good product. So I try to keep it because that's where I'm coming from. It's not about the money. It's about helping people because that's like my love language to help
model.
Yes. And what you can do. Go ahead, Jess.
I was like, I get what she says on that, but it's like also as well, like, she's saying, she keeps it affordable, but it's like, if it's a good product, like I live in Atlanta and it's like, I know there's people that's down here paying $30, $40, $50 sometimes, for like a body butter, but it's a good product. So it's like, if it's a product that I believe in, then hell yeah, you can take my $50. So just want to throw that out there.
Got you. Yeah.
That is so true. So, guys, we're going to get into the student loan thing. Let me tell you guys, I'm over here disorganized.
Wait, you taking them all or still only that 20,000?
So hold on one second. I'm trying to.
It's not a 100% forgiveness. It's 10,000 for anyone making over under 125,000. If you make under that, it's 10,000. If you have received the Pell Grant and you're a recipient of the Pell Grant, it's 20,000.
Yes. Oh, and Nay, if you have to pop off during this process right here, just let us know. You could just say your goodbyes, and we'll finish without you if you have to go. Because I'm gonna try to get through this real quick before the hour's over. And I also want to, if you could, type in the inbox your website or your IG page. That way we can put it across the screen.
Okay.
So, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into this trending news real quick. Student loan forgiveness. So, Sleepy Joe went ahead and he's moving on the promise that he made so long ago. And why is it taking on this time to finally get the ball rolling? We needed the student loan forgiveness a year ago.
I just really noticed that you just said Sleepy Joe. And I was like, I'm sleepy over here. And I'm about to say, she fucking talk about me? Like, girl.
So the new student loan proposal will give borrowers up to $20,000 in student loans if you had federal Pell Grants, and $10,000 for debt cancellation if you had no federal Pell Grants. And individuals who make less than 125,000, they qualify. If you make 125,000 or more, or $250,000 or more, you do not qualify, which I think is ultimately fair. But I really want to talk about how that is going to impact our community. What that look like for us? So
it looks like it's gonna be, that taken off, and everybody gonna be deferring whatever is left until they die, basically.
Well, probably
that's
so.
what I'm trying to do. So
So before I forget, let me put this out there. There are some other type of student loan forgiveness that you guys have out there. Is it PSL loan student loan forgiveness?
I just got an email about it earlier today. It is PSFL, but that's something that you have to go through the student aid website to do, and it's based off of whatever employers you work
Public
for.
service. Yes.
No,
Public
not
service
even
forgiveness.
Well, yeah, I guess public service, yeah, because I mean, I started mine and it's like, I worked at Waffle House once upon a time. So it's like that was considered, as one of the eligible ones.
Still
so,
try.
I have to get a paper printed out and take it there to them, just verifying that I work there and all that, and then send it back and then wait.
Okay, and so then you also have the borrower's defense student loans forgiveness. So the borrower's student loan forgiveness, defense student loan forgiveness is for those students who went to ITT Technical, DeVry University, Ross, a couple of other colleges. I'm sorry?
Anthem College, because that's where Eric went, and yeah.
Oh, yep, Keller, and a couple. Listen, it's a whole list of schools on there. Guys, get onto the FAFSA website that you would go to. I forget the name of the website.
Studentaid.gov.
Thank you. Thank you, girl. Studentaid.gov. Studentaid. Go to studentaid.gov, and there should be a list of schools that are on the borrower's defense forgiveness list. So you can guys go ahead and get started on that application. Now it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to fill out, but it is worth your time because you can have either half of your loans forgiven, or you can have the full amount forgiven if you guys were defrauded by any of these schools. So there are a lot of different aspects to the student loan forgiveness, and that's why I'm thankful. But I think this looks like for Black and brown people, the opportunity to finally buy some land, to finally pave the path to home ownership. Because I was telling some people earlier, like a lot of Black people look like me, you and brown, and they're so consumed in student loan debt because when we're raised, we're taught go to college, you get this degree and you're gonna work at some fancy pants job and you ain't gonna live in poverty no more. But what people fail to realize is, I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm getting long-winded. What people fail to realize is a lot of students went to colleges and they graduated with like $90,000 worth of debt, and they're making $14.95 an hour.
Or I have a friend that got a bachelor's degree in psychology and can't even fucking use it because she has to have experience, some type of experience or a master's. And it's like, well, I've already wasted 4 years of school, and then now I got to go back another, I think it's about 4 to 5 years to be able to get a master's in psychology to be able to even use my degree. So
right, and now out of rent for student loan debt.
Yeah.
Or you don't have the experience. Well, bitch, excuse my language. How am I supposed to get the experience if you won't give me a job?
They just expect you to, I don't know. I guess it just
magically just fall in your lap. So Brandon, what do you think this looks like for the Black and brown community? Do you think this looks like the path to financial freedom and to home ownership and to business ownership?
No, doesn't look good because one, you take a loan out and you can't pay that loan, but then they want you to take a loan out to buy land. Looks bad financially if you look at it from that perspective. Second, there's going to be more problems caused than there are going to be solving problems, because what happens on a financial level, on like economy wise, is you're taking a problem and you're throwing it somewhere else down the road and giving it to others who actually paid their student loans off on time, who sacrificed a lot of their livelihood to make it so they can argue. Well, I'm giving you a heads up because, like, I don't have debt. I have no student debt. I have no student loans.
Okay, Brandon, nobody cares that you ain't got no damn student.
But I'm going to have to pay the damn bill. Do you understand that?
Brandon, let me sit
down. You guys are not understanding
you
that.
Sound like a carrot.
Wait, hold on.
We're going to pay the bill.
We understand. Let me say this real quick, because there's a lot of people out there complaining that they're we shouldn't get student loan forgiveness and blah, blah, blah. But you have these millionaires and billionaires who took out PPP loans and they're getting forgiven for these loans and they aren't in the 1% income bracket. Why is it that people who actually did what was right, they went to school, they got a higher education, and they could not land the job that the school said they were going to land? Why should we be stuck in this debt? That's not fair.
So
I don't think there should be any student loans whatsoever. I mean, there's schools overseas where people go to college.
Brandon, you get a chance to read this comment.
Yeah, it says, I don't think so. I think there's a lot more systematic change that needs to happen before Black and brown people find financial freedom. I mean, it's not more of a systemic thing. It's more of a like the mindset of the individual needs to change. So my rebut to you there, Alora, is even though those individuals, you know, complain about what's going on with the PPP things, which is ridiculous. They let it get out of hand. But the people that got those loans that did it legit, those ones that really needed it, were completely devastated business-wise because of the pandemic. The pandemic destroyed a lot of businesses. Now, you need to understand, taking out a student loan, there was no pandemic. There was nothing there, gunshots to your head saying, if you don't do this, you're in trouble. People made the choice to take these loans out to go ahead and move forward in their lives. But the consequences of that is now you're financially responsible. What's happened is you take that financial responsibility out. Now people are just going to go ahead and take that money and spend it recklessly on stupid stuff. Second thing is the universities, all right, are going to charge more because now they know those student loans will be cut, so they can go ahead and charge more for their services. I'm telling you,
there's going to be some stuff. They're going to try, and Democrats and Republicans are going to work against.
Did you just say Democrats?
Democrats.
The reason we're in this mess.
So first of all, B, I want to thank you for your service, sir. We appreciate that.
Right.
But right now, B, you're sitting there and you can say that you're not in student loan debt because you have that beautiful thing called, what is it called when you go to when you serve in the military? What?
The Montgomery GI Bill.
Yes, you have the GI Bill, so you're not in student loan debt. So a lot of people didn't have the option to go to the military, B. So just because you were blessed, and a lot of people supported, because a lot of people supported that bill so that you could sit in that position and say that you do not have student loan debt. So I think maybe you should humble yourself a little bit because someone said
I do humble myself
for you. Because you sat here and you said the way you said
because you're saying
and they don't deserve this.
No, what I said is there's a lot of folks, that don't qualify, but then there's a lot of folks that say, "Oh, I ain't doing that. I ain't gonna go die for my country." Well, then why you here? That's what I feel about that.
But B,
that's the same thing I said. I mean,
why you here?
I love where I live and all, but I mean,
you ain't willing to die for this country? Come on.
I would have been willing to die for this country. I would have been willing to die for this country. This country didn't want me in the military because I had too many damn kids. I only had two.
Well, I mean, you did that.
They told me I was too chunky. So
you can get in with 2 children. It's just that you need to have
what happened was I had needed someone that would be responsible for my kids, and I didn't have that.
You need a guardian. Need a viable guardian.
So I didn't make it to the military, and there were a lot of people who are out here like that. So we're not going to say that everyone didn't want to fight for the country. There's a lot of people who wanted to fight for the country, but there were people who were discriminated against because of their sex. And so the military did not take them. So they're not blessed to sit here and say, I had the GI Bill. And I thank God for that, because if you serve in the military, you should not have to pay for your education, should not have to pay for medical. I truly believe that.
Pay for education or medical.
But I am, Miss Laura D, I'm going to definitely stand up for the people who were taught, listen, go to college. This is what you need to do. No one taught us be smart while going to college. Look at how much pricing is going to cost. Make sure the college is accredited. and make sure that there's an internship or an externship when you finish. Make sure that there's a certification along with that degree. So when you're done, you have that certification, because we talked about this before. Not a lot of people understand that the certification is what's going to actually get you in the door. The degree is going to get you looked at. The certification is going to get you in the door. And so
I've always said, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jess. You know,
I've always said, like, in school, like, stuff about, like, the financial part of that college-wise, I feel like that's something that should have always been, you know, like, included. Because when I was in high school, it's like my senior year, we're not doing, like, the fun stuff per se. You know, it's like we're learning how to fill out applications to be able to get all these damn loans. And it's just like,
right.
You know, it's just loans that they told us about. Like, they kind of talked about grants a little bit. They never said shit really about scholarships. It's just loans. And then it's like, now I mean, I've been out of high school, 15 years now, but it's like I'm $70,000 in debt and I still ain't, you know, got shit to show for it. So it's just like.
Right. Nay, what do you think about this? Do you think that the student loan forgiveness will help move Black and brown people in a better direction? And do you think we deserve this?
Yes, I think it will help, but like what he's saying about if you didn't want to pay this loan, why would you pay? I get that. But some people weren't as responsible or have the same mindset that they have now then. Because I know when I went to college back in 2014, I wasn't thinking about, oh, well, let me set up a monthly plan or a budget so I can be sure I pay off my student loans.
I was worried about partying every day.
Exactly. So now you can't determine that people won't pay their loans now just because they aren't from the past. Mm-hmm. So I get that, because if I had the mindset that I have now, my student loans would be paid.
Right.
But stuff happens.
So. Right. We weren't mature then, and we didn't understand the impact that it would have on our lives now, because you know, when you're younger, you're not that mature. You're not thinking about your financial freedom. Mm-hmm. And you definitely not thinking about student loans, because when you're that age, you're not thinking about how it's going to affect you in the long term.
Right.
But Brandon, you had said that you're going to get out one loan to get into another loan. So here's the difference, guys. A student loan doesn't profit you. But if you was to get a home loan and you would pay a certain percent of that loan, you would have equity in your home, and that's an asset. So there's a difference. So one loan is just draining you. That's a debt. But home loan is a debt, yes, but it is an asset. It is something that you can write off on your taxes. It is something that you can take and borrow from. You could take from the equity in your home, and it is going to be profitable. The longer you have your home and the more you improve your home, the market rate. Yes, the market rate, all that good stuff. That is your key to wealth. That's why I said that this might be the key to Black people and brown people finally getting at least a little bit close in the race. So I did a live the other day, and I made this analogy. So I seen this video online where there were Caucasian kids and Black kids, right? So the instructor told the white kids, okay, when I say go, you can go immediately. And then he told the Black kids, when I say go to them, you don't go. You gonna wait until I tell you to go. So the white children, when they heard the word go, they took and they ran off, and they just racing. They gone. And at least 5 minutes, the Black kids in the line like, when I'm gonna go? And then the instructor says, now it's your turn to go. Now the white kids are already at the finish line, while the Black kids are still trying to catch up. And at the end of that, the instructor said, this is what it looks like for Black people trying to catch up with Caucasian people, because they had a head start in life, and we're trying to play catch up right now. And that's just not just Black people, that's brown people too, because not a lot of Latins, Latinos, or even Mexicans own a lot of property. So there's a lot of minorities.
It depends on how they grew up too, or the area, you know. So
well, it's not still
small though. Yeah.
Yes, it's still small, you know. And so what I was saying was, this is going to give us that boost to kind of give us a leg up. No, it's not going to get us all the way up, like stand on my shoulders, we there. No, but it's going to give you we're almost there.
So
go ahead, B.
Consequences. Anybody thinking about those?
I wasn't until you started saying it.
All right, consequences. So How much is school now per year average? Do you know?
Too damn much.
No, use number, real number. Do you know?
I think it was like about 90,000.
No, that's not per year. No, it's about
2025.
Maybe like 20.
it's about 30
Oh
to
no, you
about
said per
40,000
year. No, it's
per
like
year,
90,
not 4 years.
90,000 for
It's like
year
it's
school.
like
It's
30
$90,000.
nationwide is about 30 to 40,000 a year. Now cancel that debt to 20,000 and put it on top of that. That's exactly what's going to happen. See, this is the consequence of doing something that people think is going to benefit them. Do you know how your grandchildren are going to suffer now? Because what we need to do is hold those responsible for why this is a problem.
That's the government.
Not the government.
Oh,
It's the universities that are charging these people and over loaning them, meaning giving them double what they need to live off of. Because I don't know if you saw, but when I was looking through my financial stuff and they want me to take the loan subsidized 1 and 2, I looked at those numbers. They were willing to give me $30,000 for a year. Give it to me. They give that to you in a chunk. That means people are living like they are rock stars and they're going to have to pay those loans back later. And that's a big problem. Instead of investing that loan into itself for the school, paying for itself. So the school, you only have to take a very small part of that loan. They're taking $100,000 plus loans out. And then they're living like they're kings, but not taking in mind that this is a temporary income that you're going to have to pay back. See, these are the problems, and the universities keep inflating that cost.
There are a lot of children, young, and this has been talked about. This is an issue. You get these kids who look like me, look like you, B. They get these college schools to come after them. Oh, you can come here. Oh, you need to live on the dorms. They don't tell these kids you don't actually need to live on the dorms. When you live on the dorms, you're going to have to take out more money. So the colleges should be responsible for educating these kids. Hey, if you can get an apartment off campus, that's probably your best bet. They don't tell them that. So these kids like, okay, I have a chance to go to school, have a place to live, and I could get some meals too. Okay, sign me up. They don't tell them the fine print. That's why a lot of these schools are getting in trouble, because they'll tell you one price, and the whole time you're going to school, a lot of people aren't thinking, let me keep checking the price yearly. Let me keep checking the price yearly. And they don't do that. And that's how they get caught behind. So we're not going to blame it all on irresponsibility. Some of it is that these schools are scam artists. A lot of them
they told me my freshman year freshmen couldn't stay off campus, which I'm pretty sure was not true.
The inflated cost is 99% of the problem. Let me tell you, like these presidents, these deans, these executives that run it, it's ran like a business. And let me tell you, these dudes are taking in $1 million checks. And why don't these guys take $1 checks for a year so everybody else can benefit? Let the first 2 years be free.
Like I think it is college in I want to say New England. I don't know, somewhere they don't have to pay for college. I think it's Newark. They don't have to pay for college at all. College education is free, and their people over there are living well. You know, they don't have no gun violence because they're not even allowed to just have guns. You can't go into the store and buy a gun. You know, I'm just saying, like the U.S. and it's the government's part too, because they're not really, like you said, these big private schools. They're not finding them. They should be fined. This is crazy. Like the state of America, we should be producing more computer engineers, cybersecurity engineers. We've been under attack. Cybersecurity, they done shut down our damn gas pumps. We should be making it so that education isn't, oh, should I go to college or should I just go ahead and work at McDonald's? Because if I go to college, I'm going to have all this debt. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be the issue. Let's give a fair price for these colleges, right? For them to give to these students, so these kids can get a real education, land a job. And these corporations, if they would stop saying, oh, you need experience, and make it mandatory that certain companies that work, or if you're in a college district and it's a big corporation area, a big engineering corporation, make it so that they do a partnership where these students can go over there and do labs, like what you're doing, your externship. that should be a given. That should be a must. The whole time that you're in your second year or your third year in school, if you're going for a 4 year, you should be doing an externship to get hands-on experience. That should be on the colleges so that we have more people who actually have an education and a piece of paper that they can use and not just wiping their ass with it later and then talk about, I need to file for bankruptcy because you can't discharge your student loans into bankruptcy. You have to literally go to a circuit court and ask a federal judge to discharge your bankruptcy, and then the local government can still fight them on it.
Yep. That is
But
true.
for the people who are saying people do not need student loan forgiveness, yes, they do.
I didn't say not need it. What I said is how they go about it is all messed up. Meaning,
I think giving 20,000 or 10,000 is not bad. Especially if you have $100,000 in loans.
It's one. What he's doing is illegal. It needs to be done by Congress. But the first thing they need to really look at is why is it so much to go to school? Why? What is the problem? And the problem is what they're charging the students, and that happens at the university level. That is them. It is them that sets the price.
But the government and the local states can put in sanctions that they cannot do that. They allow it. Yes, they can.
They can't do it.
When the school, listen, they can. It can be done. It can be done. When you go to school has to go through all these hoops to get certified, right? You have your national certification. Yes, they have to jump through all those hoops. So that if they have to jump through hoops to get those certifications to be able to say, hey, I'm equipped to teach you about chemistry or engineering or anything, then they should have some type of sanctions. There should be something that says in there that this school per year, because every school has a cap where they can charge per year. They can raise it up after a while after it's been reviewed. But we can go in there and do that. This is something that's been talked about in Charlotte for the longest. For UNC, because UNC is so expensive to go to. And it's like, you got a lot of people here that it's like, we're local. Why the hell are we paying out of state prices? But, you know, this is so debatable.
Like, I just wanted to interject on that really quick. I think, too, why the cost of schooling is so high. Because, I mean, just like everything else, like if the price goes up on their end, they have to raise the prices, too, to be able to... You know what I'm saying? So, because I mean, like, I remember when I first started at YSU in 2007, I think for the year, it was maybe 10,000. Like, you look at that now and it's like way past that, you know, for a little rinky dink ass school. Mind you, I stayed at home, but it was like I was still them out of state prices, even though I was literally right around the corner from them. So,
wow.
You think them professors are making the big bucks, or you think it's the others that are making it?
Oh, it's not the professors.
Yeah, I don't think I think it's like
again, we have a huge problem here. It needs to be looked at.
Yo, listen, my professor crashed her car. I mean, it was weird because she kind of asked us for a ride to school. She's like, anybody can give me a ride? I was like, you gonna give me an A?
No, Pookie. You ain't gonna freaking give you a ride. The white around your lips.
Ooh, I liked her because her name was Miss Leo, and I'm a Leo, so I'm like, I don't know, I might give you a ride. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fair trade, though. I had a teacher that asked for a bottle of liquor to give me an A, and I'm like, let me go ahead and go to the liquor store real quick for you. So she was definitely a drunk. We knew she was a drunk. Like it would be like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and she would have a coffee mug, and you could smell the fucking vodka coming out of it.
Oh
no.
Damn,
but she,
dog.
Like my teacher, his name was Mr. Rick, and he was dope. He's from PA. He was so dope, and dude, super smart, and he worked over here. At one of the schools up here because I don't want to give too much information. And they was like, they wasn't paying that man what he should have been paid. Like that man was a genius. He helped me get my GED. He got me through that. It's like
teachers get paid the least.
You taught me, you taught my dumb ass. What?
Teachers get paid the least. Like I sit on my ass at home and I get paid more yearly than what a teacher does. And
that's the thing.
Insane.
And educators back in the day, I say in the 1700s, 1800s, early 1900s, they were getting paid as much as lawyers, doctors, and all that because they were the ones who set them up to get that. You know,
right?
The highest paid back then was a lawyer. The second highest paid was a teacher.
Right.
So I don't know what changed, but I think it was when the school districts started coming in, when they created the school districts, or the Department of Education. When they did that, they kind of like dropped something. They dropped the quality of the education. and they dropped the quality of the pay. So they dropped this because
you know why? Because they started giving
classrooms inflated and everything. It was just bad. It was a mess.
They started overcrowding the classrooms, and they started giving the care too much. What parents said who weren't parents who would come to school and complain. Like I'm telling you, I seen it when I was a kid. They would come to school and complain about how their teacher disciplined the child, but your child was in the bathroom smoking crack. I'm exaggerating though. I mean, but the kids we went to school with, they was crazy. I was crazy. I was one of those kids. But the parents came up. My aunt did not defend me. She came up there with a belt ready. But these parents started coming up to school fighting teachers and doing all that stuff, and teachers were no longer valued because these parents who were privileged and their opinions mattered more than the actual educator, because people don't understand. You feel like you know more than teachers, like this and this and that. Like, yeah, you might be smart, but do you know how to teach? Because there's a difference between knowing something and relaying that information to someone. Not everyone is capable of doing that. And for the teachers who are in the school doing this daily, and they got to deal with your little smart mouth kid, they should be making good pay. Like, they shouldn't. First of all, they got to buy their own supplies.
Yep.
Have books. It's 2022. My kids still get used books.
Yep.
And mind you,
I buy used books.
They're in a great school district. Okay, good school, and they still got to get, because the school's overpopulated. They're talking about, okay, we need to send these kids to this school. And I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna see how Brandon feel about this. The U.S. need to get like China and start teaching our kids like they do over there in China. And I ain't playing. What you feel about that?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's not about feeling, but I do think education should be a main focus, but how to educate should be another one that they do, because they have to take into account, like you said, being able to convey an period of instruction to somebody and then retaining it. That's the most difficult part of teaching, because when I was going through it as my IT trainer, I tried to do practical application, actually demonstrating the technology plus the theory. I try to make sure I was able to convey it in a word, so because a lot of people like to hear instead of seeing things, and then having something there so they could read it on a screen. Doing all three helps out the user, and also having someone actually demonstrating themselves, applying those mechanics that they learned using a program, a web app. It's called Test Out LabSim. One of the best ones that I use, that I have used, and made me an IT pro. LabSim Test Out helps you get certified ready. So you can go and take a certification test. As long as you go through all the steps in there and you complete it, you can get certified in the field that you want. It's IT main focus, but it's really good. If you guys are interested, LabSim, testout.com. It's really good.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, because we're an hour and 3 minutes over. And B, we need to do a day where we do 2 hours, because me and you, I love B, because that's my boy. B is so educated, and B has a lot of opinions. I got a lot of opinions, and we go well together.
No, I
can't lie. I like a good debate. I do.
Yeah, I like a good debate. It like certain stuff. I just don't try to. Like when it comes to the political and the country stuff, I don't really try to.
It's something I got to be passionate about for me to debate about it. So.
Oh well.
When it's black, I'm passionate.
Well, I see that part, but the whole government.
The government's the reason why a lot of stuff is not working right. So I
agree. Don't get him started.
Right.
It's a big problem, and it's only going to get worse, guys. I mean, you guys are going to see it. Next 2 years is going to be weird, because it's going to be all Republicans.
I'm talking
so weird.
The U.S. is going to have to figure out a way to pay all this goddamn money to the people that we owe. We're going to have to.
You know that right now we're pushing over $31 trillion in debt, and what happens if we reach the threshold where we can't pay our bills?
We all
we're hitting
all have a maid from China tag on our ass.
We're hitting that number where money just doesn't matter anymore. We are literally going there. $31 trillion. There's it's impossible to try and pay off that thing.
They
If
don't
they
have to
try to
go
just
bankrupt.
write it
They
off
gotta
and say
get
it doesn't exist anymore, money just goes away. It's like we might as well just go back to the barter system. Like I'm gonna keep,
No, sir.
I'm
No,
gonna
sir.
learn as much as I can
I mean, it
because
depends on what we bartering.
I mean, well, you got a lot of people buttering ass
I'm-
right now, so you
no,
know what I'm
no.
saying? Let me
I'm gonna
quit.
keep this. I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna keep a really deep knowledge in IT because I can guarantee you, as long as y'all feed me, you'll get free IT care because that's gonna be how I'm doing business. I'm the worst
Well,
businessman in the
we
world,
might be back in the Stone Ages real soon. So
and that's why I
But your
barter
services
system.
are only good for food.
So
Yeah.
money or
How
nothing?
you think I'm gonna live? I'm gonna be really healthy. Like other people are gonna starve. I got all this in-depth knowledge of IT.
facts.
You buy food with your money, don't you, Jazz?
So
I buy
I mean,
weed
if
with
I
my
can buy
money,
my food.
actually.
guys,
Right.
we didn't hail Lady Nay for over
Oh
an
yeah,
hour and 5 minutes.
sorry.
No,
So
it's okay.
let's let her. Well, actually, Lady Nay,
Promote
where
yourself.
where can we find your products? Please shout out your website, your IG page, your Twitter page, if you have it. What is that one place called? MySpace, whatever.
Okay, so I'm on all social media platforms. My Facebook is Lady with 2 Y's, Nays, Nays place. And that's also my website. So if you type in Lady with 2 Y's, naysplace.com, I come up. That's me. So you can go on there, check out my website. You can just browse, you can shop. And like I said, I do samples. So if you want to just test her out, and I ship all over. Like I said, I've been shipped to the Virgin Islands, and I'm in 25 states as of right now in the U.S. So if you're somewhere where I haven't been, that's just a check off my list.
You've been to the islands, baby.
Yes.
They didn't order from the islands, honey.
Yeah, they ordered some hair oil. I remember that order because it was just like, what? It's going where? So, yeah, the lady ordered some passion fruit scented hair oil.
Ooh, that sounds exotic. Girl.
Listen. And that's why I said when I got...
You can get massages with
Passion
that.
fruit smells good, too.
Yeah, hubby wanted me to mention that, but I didn't know if that was appropriate. My body oil and my body butter, you can massage places with those. And it's a great lubricant if people need that extra boost.
Girl, we don't be needing no lube over here, but if
I
you
mean,
need that extra,
we
Not a none. Not
a little
a none.
quickie or something, you need to.
you know. So,
Her dude's probably looking at her like, oh my gosh.
and it's the healthy option. It's not that jelly, whatever's in that.
that's that KY to that stuff. Yeah, girl, that ain't me.
So,
you see admin said pineapples, cut the shit.
And actually you can get the pineapple scented if you wanna smell, if you want him to smell you and smell it's I'm just telling you the order. It's a specific order if you wanna get everything together. It's the body scrub followed by the body butter. If you do those two, it's just like you're a new person.
So what she is saying, y'all, get that body oil and that body scrub so your man or your lady can go ahead and take y'all to the
pineapple.
Okay.
Oh, Kane did that for me. No.
I even got hair oil. That's why I'm just trying to make it to the point where I can provide everything because
I love that. I love that because you're thinking of the needs of your customers. And guys, Lady Nay's place, she does samples. So if you guys my language, guys, and I get to that point where I can't talk. So if you guys are not sure that you guys want to go in this direction, reach out to her because she says she sends out samples. How many companies do you know send out samples? That means that she is confident in her business and in her product, that she's willing to send you out samples so that you guys can test on your skin. And I guarantee you guys are going to definitely return because guess what? She is her brand ambassador. And look at her skin. It is glowing. And look at them locks.
Well, how can I obtain these samples?
I'm sorry.
How can I obtain these samples?
You can just message me. Like I said, on Facebook, it's Lady Nays Place,
I
LA.
already looked it up, girl. I'm already there.
Yes.
So you can message me on there, or I can have live chats on my website. So if you're actively on my website, and you can chat me, and we can talk right there. If you want to know what's in the product, if you don't see what you're looking for, we can communicate. As long as you subscribe to my website.
I'm gonna just send you my name and my address and stuff so you can send the sample.
Okay.
That's nice. You got a nice little setup there.
Right. So, Lady Nay, let me ask you one more thing. Are you on TikTok?
I am. It's not
What is
going
your
how I
TikTok?
want it to go. What is my TikTok?
Listen. Don't give up.
I think it's Lady Nays Place. I try to keep it all the same so I don't get mixed up.
Branding 101 people. Like
Right.
that's that. I love it because
you know what?
I'm branding. I'm literally branded like this.
Right, because your name is spelled like Brandon, huh?
No. I'm literally my BVAS 711. That's my brand.
Let me follow you.
Is me. You can
Lady
literally
Nay,
Google
follow
search
me on TikTok.
I don't think so.
You
so
put
yeah,
a Google search and you find me.
I'm on TikTok.
I'm doing a Google search now to see.
Laura's like my Facebook name. That's how I'm on TikTok.
All right.
Follow me on TikTok because I want to talk with you more and inbox you. Because listen, this social media thing, girlfriend, listen, let me tell you, my TikTok had been at 50 followers for the longest. And the more I started to post and I started to just be me and stop trying to get with the trends of everybody else and what they were posting, and I was just started giving TikTok me, I grew a following of, I think I have like 1360 followers, which is not a lot, but for me, it grew like that in less than a month, you know? So it's like, I just didn't give up. You have to sit down, go back to the drawing board and figure out, I don't need to really create any other content because I am the content. Your product is literally the content. Once you reach a certain number, I think over 1,000, you can go ahead and start doing TikTok lives. And you guys, you and Tor have the personality definitely for TikTok lives. Do the short videos on Facebook, on Instagram. And let me tell you, because I'm not going to act like I got it together because I don't. What I know is I have faith in me and I have faith in who I am. So I'm going to keep on posting. If you don't like me, you think I'm corny, I'm not for you. Right. I am definitely for the next person because we have to remember we are not for everyone. Everyone is not going to like what we're doing. They're not going to like our product. But for every 3 people who don't like it, there's 6 more who will. Right. That's how you got to view it. So you keep on pushing. Don't stop trying. The social media is definitely the era of branding and Brandon. And you keep pushing at that. And I also wanted to mention your other company that you have with your fiance, Tor, because this is your spotlight. But do you guys want to you guys want to mention your other company and promote that too?
The Art Daddy.
Yes.
Well, that's baby's thing. I think if you wanna come on camera for a second. He said,
wait.
We have Art Daddy on already.
Wait, hold on. She said
yes.
Art
Daddy.
The one
that was on our show before.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Something about you. Okay. It's all clicking now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. It's clicking. The vibe. You see the vibe. The vibe.
I know I smoke a lot of weed. I don't remember shit. So.
But no.
And that was the episode we talked about was Mary Jane.
Yeah, it was.
Go ahead, Nay. I'm sorry.
He's also on the website. Everything has not been posted for Art Daddy yet on there, but his date kits, like how he do, where you can have a night in romantic or have a picnic, whatever you want to do. It's your own little personal sip and paint or puff and paint, whatever you prefer. And it's very affordable because that's what we do. We try to make it for people to be able to afford, but at the same time,
I like that time. Guys, remember this face and remember this name because she will be the next Tab Brown. Believe that.
Ooh, I'm down.
Okay, don't judge me.
Out your local Walmarts and Targets.
Right. Woo! Well, guys, this has been the Laura Hour podcast, and I'm not going to hold you up late, Nace, for too much longer. I'm sorry. Thank you for being here. Let me tell you, you're such a breath of fresh air, and I really am appreciative of you, and I'm so excited on seeing what you and Tor are going to do in the future. I I think that you're a beautiful soul spirit. You said you're 26, but you have that old soul, that old girl, that wisdom sitting upon that crown. And let me tell you, can't nobody knock that down or remove that. You keep that with you. You keep on pushing in your business, sweetheart. Like I said, you caught my eye because I seen you from tourist page, but every time I see your product, I say, you know what? This young lady is on to something. You keep on getting in that lab like the mad scientist you are, baby.
Thank you.
And you keep on creating. And we are going to end the show on a good note. And guys, listen, don't forget to follow Lady Nay and also Art Daddy. Art Daddy, go ahead and do it, Brandon. Brandon, why can't I get my name right? He's like, ooh. How you do it?
Oh yeah, that one. Art Daddy.
I love the way B does that. But guys, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube at the Lauren Hour Podcast with Laura Dannon. Follow us on IG at the Lauren Hour. TikTok, Alora Soccer Dannon. Follow my home girl, Jazz. Jazz, shout out your TikTok, please.
TikTok is Sophisticated Jazz.
All right.
That. Sophisticated _Jazz.
All right, y'all. Make sure y'all follow my girl Jazz and my homeboy B Vaz 711.
I'm real funny.
You can find me on Google search. Just type in that, and you'll
I
find me
see
there.
the ugly pictures and
Get
everything.
in my LinkedIn.
Hey guys, have you searched my name up on YouTube yet? I'm not YouTube, but Google. Y'all.
No, but we can.
Hang on.
Hold on.
Google my phone shot. Google my phone shot, y'all. Listen. Google me, boo. I'm telling you.
Don't
y'all.
Google me. One of my mugshots might come up.
Oh, look who's popping up, number one.
Look at all these podcasts popping up.
Listen, guys.
That looks like mine. Like how I come up when you search me on Google.
I tell people, no, I'm not a millionaire yet. And if I don't become a millionaire, I'm cool with at least having $100,000 to $400,000 in the bank to sit on, nest and egg. I don't care. Wherever God takes me, I'm appreciative of it. And I know he's going to take me far because like I always tell my husband, God did not place me on this earth to live an average life. Okay.
That's what I say. Like,
baby. No, sir. He placed me on this earth to do great things and inspire people and send out love. But anyways, let's wrap this up, y'all. We're going to do a 2-hour show one day. As soon as I'm done with all these 5 classes. Right. But guys, stay tuned. We will be coming back Thursday. And Thursday is going to be a great podcast also, just like it was today. So we will be interviewing, Lord, my goodness, Pat Sims. I'm sorry, Pat Sims. He has a bike tour that he does through Milk Creek Park. Well, bike rental, so you can take tours through Milk Creek Park. So we will be having him on this upcoming Thursday, and we also will be talking about something that was near and dear to Jazz's heart: the young mother who mysteriously died. What was her name again?
Pamela Horsford.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys. I don't know why it feels like the heat on in my house, but I'm gonna let you guys go.
The lights.
Oh, that's what it is. Dang, pardon me. Ugh. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up for real this time. Peace out, and may love be with all you guys. Lead with love. You're walking in greatness. Remember that. Night. Bye, guys.